Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's the Brother Purple, back again, and it's about time, too. I've emerged from my dormant cocoon to tell you all something. Path of the Titans actually might be fun again. Do you see this thing? Yeah, the one right behind me? This is why. I'm being dead serious. No cards, no magic. This map's great. Oh, I've been playing on Riparia for quite a bit now, and I have to admit, I'm having a pretty decent time, like, no joke. That is something that 6 months ago me would never say in any sort of light. I know I'm very late to covering this in general. It came out back in December, and I just was not able to physically record during then. In December, when everyone was being all holly and jolly, I was dying on a sickbed. Oh, and my voice is so fucked up that not even Divine Intervention could fix it. So, you can imagine how enjoyable that month was for me. But you guys aren't here to watch me brood about how I was during December. You are here because you want me to talk about a funny dinosaur walking simulator, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. So sit down, chillax, and let's talk about Path of the Titans in a very nice, positive manner. Oh, and look at that, it went past the half-minute mark. Yeah, no, I fucking lied to you. To an extent. Oh yeah, almost forgot, like and subscribe. That'd be great. Yeah. Alright, on to the video. On December 15th, I was eagerly waiting for more news on Lost Colony on its release schedule, and then the DLC got delayed by 2 days, and I'm like, oh yeah.
Wild card.
But then on the same day, Path of the Titans shared a brand new teaser of some sort of new map. And in the moment, I really did not give a shit, knowing their past track record with level design. And then on the 16th, the following day, the map finally released to the public, along with Tylosaurus, which just so happened to be my most wanted species in that entire game. And sure, call me sheepish, because I am consuming, but god damn did that map look good. Which really confuses me, because for the first time in forever, I watched something from that dev team and thought it was pretty good. Listen, it's not like the bar was even that high to begin with. If anything, it was f***ing 6 feet underground. I've been very vocal about it that I'm not the hugest fan of Path of the Titans. I think it's way too casual for my liking. I don't like how a lot of the dinosaur designs are so safe, and I think the gameplay is quite frankly half-assed in one note. And a lot of the arguments I see to counter this point is, well, it's not made by Dundee or it's the Isle, therefore it's really good. Which is so really dumb excuse. Listen, if you want to cope about the Isle changing in a way that you don't like, argue with the wall, I guess. I don't know. But I think one of the biggest things I don't like about this game is the level design. And I'm just gonna dump the cold water and tell you, it's bad. The level design in this game is just really, really bad. It's never been consistently good ever. And I'm exclusively talking about Pangea and Gondola. And both are two entirely different beasts that just want to accomplish something, but just do it in the worst ways possible. Pangea, although consistent with its biomes and themes, it has some of the most unfun terrain I've ever experienced in any video game. Death cliffs that come out of literally nowhere like a f***ing hat trick. And an overall that, again, it looks consistently nice, but it's just so empty with no sauce, outside of the giant lake with the island in the middle, but at the end of the day, that is just an endless void of nothing. This map is nothing. There's nothing special about it. And as for Gondola, well, it's basically just a Fortnite map with POIs that albeit look nice, but they don't fit at all. Why is there a perpetually burnt forest next to a dormant volcano? Why is there a Rainbow Hills desert environment next to a conifer forest? Why are there 3 different grassland environments that have no consistency whatsoever? And do I even need to explain why the Impact Crater is a bad map design choice? Abhorrent river systems, an empty ocean that's yet again another void like the lake on Pangea, and a map that was tailored for aquatic species, it does a pretty shit job at doing that. Again, it's just dinosaur Fortnite. There's even a shop on the main menu. You cannot make this shit up.
Insert money to ching sound effect.
And taking all what I just said into mind, you can imagine how I felt when they announced another map. Expectations for me were not high at all. In fact, they didn't even f***ing exist. And I had a gut feeling that they were somehow gonna screw up attempt number 3. And thankfully, that didn't happen because, well, this video exists. I mean, look at it. Look at this map. This place is goddamn gorgeous. For a game that's supposed to work on the Nintendo Switch and
Hold
mobile
the mobile
devices,
device.
and for being a pretty detailed map noted by the developers, yeah, I definitely could see that. It goes a long way to enhance the feel and vibe of the map. Speaking of which, the coastal theme here is pretty good. You can tell they took a lot of inspirations from the real world regarding North America and New Zealand, along with other dinosaur games like Beasts of Bermuda. And graphical visual fidelity is great and all, but Riparia here takes past issues from maps along with the good benefits from Gondwa and Pandora, and melds it together into a really nice package. For example, from Pandora, it takes the great biome consistency. Wait, consistent? What? Biome consistency. Ugh. Biome consistency. Fuck! Biome that word. But also having the biomes themselves not feel like they're boring or empty. A good way to show this is that a lot of the map is forested, but each forest and each location feels very distinct and different from each other. The redwoods are clearly redwoods and are thankfully done a lot better on here than Pandora. Blackfern has a very cool Triassic feel with all the paleobotany everywhere, along with having very nice seamless transition between both the redwoods and the canyon region up north. And Hollow Hills and Walmy Forest have a very nice countryside vibe, which fits with the location they're in. Also, high-key, them being so high up in elevation, as well having a very nice, cozy, mountainous feel, they might be my favorite locations on the map. The transition between the lowland and the mainland just feels so seamless because they're subtle differences. They aren't just completely stark changes in comparison. This sentiment can also be spread to the more exotic regions on the map, like Twisted Forest, Volcano Islands, Palm Islands, and Dry Fang Canyon. Much like Blackfern, even if it is completely different presentation-wise, the canyon has a nice interlink between Blackfern and Tailbrush, along with being on the very top left corner makes it feel very believable being there. As for Twisted, Volcano, and Palm, I think all these locations fit well because they're islands. Them being on this large archipelago can make it more believable that they could exist in this location as well. And even if you're gonna do a coastal map, I think not trying to do some sort of tropical region somewhere is kind of silly. And if the map's called Riparia, you can imagine that the river systems in general are very good, and I'm pleased to say they actually function like river systems for the first time. With the way how the map is formatted, it's not like Gondor where it's just one large landmass surrounded by ocean. It's a landmass that is in conjunction with the ocean. And for a map that's supposed to be a coastal themed map, I think this is the best way how they could have gone about it. And speaking of which, oh my god, the aquatics can finally interact with the land species. It only took them, what, about 3 years to do it, but at least we have it now. Yes, that is correct. The land species and the water species can now finally meet properly. This was big. For the longest time, aquatics have just been tossed banana peels at them, which really sucks because not only they can be fun in their own right, but they just were never given the chance to shine. But now they can finally start interacting with the base game roster, and it's so beneficial for them. And that same logic can be used for the semi-aquatics as well, which is great. You guys do not understand that Spinosaurus right now is one of the most fun species to play at the moment. Don't even trip, dog. And it's all thanks to this beautifully interconnected rivers and underwater tunnels. Remember how I was alluding to that this map is very Bob-coded? This is why. If you know anything about Beast of Bermuda outside of the really shit graphics and the toxic environment, one of the most bread and butter things about that game is the underwater tunnels. It's massive for them over there, and it's great for people over here. As a whole, it's great that this map actually makes the aquatics viable. I mean, you never know when a Tylosaurus is about to grab you. Which does remind me. Oh yeah, now it's a party! Tylosaurus was one of the playable species that I had some sort of expectation for. A part of being in my top 10 favorite prehistoric species ever, Mosasaurs in most of these games are just super fun, and I'm happy to say that I believe that they handled him the best they could. He's essentially if you took a Tyrannosaurus and a Sarcosuchus doing a fusion dance together, and you get Tylosaurus. Being the water apex, Tylosaurus' kit is all about control, whether grabbing somebody, catching up to somebody with your sprint, or just doing good old-fashioned blunt force trauma to the head. You got basically whatever you want for either being a stealthy ambusher or being a murderous Oreo whale, but with reptilian-coated paint. I also really like his design here. It's subtle, but they really didn't need to do much. The colorization on him is really nice. I really like the large line going down his back. He still has a forked tongue, and even has the pterygoid teeth. But something I really don't see a lot of people point out about Tylo here is the fact that he's very slim. Whenever I think about Tylosaurus, the first thing I always think about is how slim he is in comparison to Mosasaur. For even, albeit a very large animal, it still shows he's very swift and mobile. And thankfully, that was not lost in translation here. This is essentially what I would picture Tylosaurus in my mind. And I know I said earlier that this game is a big culprit for being very safe, with its creature design, but for some certain species, you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. Keyword is certain species. There's really only one large complaint I have with Tylosaurus, and it's just the fact that he stole Sarko's whole flow. Let me break it down for you. Both are reptiles that use the water extensively, they both have grabs, both function as ambush predators, and Tylosaurus at the end of the day is just released Sarko. You know, back when Sarko was like fucking insanely large and was able to square up the Spino.
Ah, those were the good old days.
Isn't me being a little nitpicky? Sure, but Sarko's also one of my mains and I'm pretty salty about it, so that's cool, I guess. But either which way, Tylosaurus here is super solid and is a great addition to his small but really well designed interpretations in media. Overall, I think this update was a great direction for the game. It finally gave us a good map, it gave us a good species, and that's all it really needed to do. And even if in the end we got a really good map, let this be known that this does not fix the core issues of the game. There's literally nothing to do in the game, the quests suck, the combat is way too funky and cluttered. The dinosaur designs are still pretty safe for my liking, and even with these realistic designs, they're still pulling goofy shit like this. Alderon is still only here for marketing and money, and nobody else is going to tell me otherwise. And the Tritatitan situation, which is still one of the dumbest but funniest things I think I've ever seen this studio try to pull out of their ass. But good job, Alderon. You actually made me give a shit about your game again. But that's all the time that I got for now. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate any of you who stuck around for this long. Again, I want to apologize for just not uploading anything during this time and the Allosaurus video, but it is what it is, and I'm back now, so let's have some fun now. But again, thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Also, if I see more people at these two hotspots, I swear to fuck!